Welcome back to the Dry Fire Journal. This is day 26, and today we're going to be talking about drawing with one hand. Yesterday was about presenting with one hand, but Chris Sutton asked a phenomenal question of how do we draw with one hand. And before we get there, I'm just going to show you that I have a clear firearm, that there is nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine well, and that I am practicing safely today. What I want to talk about, let me look that into the holster. What I want to talk about is the prevalence of primary light being in my hand, and then hopefully, like me, you live in the future and have a secondary flashlight mounted on your carry gun. But if you choose not to, understand that if this is going to be my primary light, that I have to be able to draw with one hand. There's other reasons why you might want to be able to draw with one hand, including pushing someone away, gaining distance, an injury. There's lots of reasons why, but I want to show you how I choose to draw with one hand, and you can adapt this to your body, to your arm length, your holster, your positioning, all of that. I carry a modified strong side. If my belly button is noon and this is 1 and this is 2, my firearm is right a little bit at 2 o'clock. Granted, I have a little more waistline than most, so I get that, but I can get away with this. So, I want to show you how I do it. First, the number one concern with a single-handed draw is this right here, drawing the firearm up and having my shirt coming along with me, especially if I am running a red dot. This is a major concern. So the way I mitigate that and encourage you to be curious about is if I have something in my strong hand, and I practice this with my flashlight, if I have something in my strong hand, I need to use my thumb and get behind the grip of my firearm and come forward onto my gun. Because what this does is this pushes my shirt in front of my dot. It also makes sure that I am not catching my shirt on the grip, another catch point on many one-handed presentations. The other key thing is I need to be able to get on the gun with a thumb over grip. The thumb over is going to help me get through that shirt if I need to. And so for one-handed draw only, I practice consistently coming from the rear to the front, thumbing over my slide to be able to get the firearm out. And so here's what that looks like. And I'm just going to show you the steps. First, I've got to come behind, which is going to feel weird because this is not how I practice. My elbow tries to stay in. It's not always going to do a great job of that. But my elbow tries to stay in, and now the firearm just comes straight up and into my eyesight. So it can look like this. I'll do it again. Now the trick is, if you are not used to a claw grip as you present the firearm, there needs to be a moment in time where you consciously shift your thumb over so that you're not causing a malfunction in your firearm. But understand that it is important that I believe, for me and for my holster setup, you may feel differently about yours. I believe for me it's very important to come from the rear to the front, and that gives me a fairly clean presentation. So to practice this for real, I need to have a weapon light or something, a screwdriver, a coffee cup, something in my support hand so that I'm not using that as part of my drawing sequence. Because now I need to defeat cover, build my grip, come straight out and level, present, and fire all with one hand. So it looks like this. One more time. And then if I feel like I did it cleanly, I can give myself permission to do it at some relative speed. Now, what you're going to find, at least what I have found, is that I tend to come blazing out and forget to come center line up my body to present the way I need to. So, let me make sure I get that correct. There, I saw my dot the whole time. Now, if you are counting on a weapon light in your support hand and a firearm in your shooting hand, I need you to practice keeping the dot out of the line of the pistol presentation. So that might look like this. And I'm just going to go at an angle so I'm not blazing the camera with my light. But I need to be able to practice keeping light on what I need to see while also presenting a firearm out in that space while not precluding my light with my pistol. So, one hand presentation from the holster, something we don't practice very often, but actually when you think about it, it's something I believe everybody needs to know how to do. So, let me know how this works for you. And if you find out that there's part of this that was an aha moment, leave a comment and let me know. See you guys tomorrow.